going back to my roots, aren't I? Working on lawnmowers.
What did you say that them 2 stub shafts were 70 quid?
Yeah, the housing. So instead of getting a shaft that was bent, it was easier, cheaper just to get a complete new housing.
Where was that from then?
Amazon.
All right.
And they've come from the States.
No way. So it's like 2 mower shafts, bearings, and
2 blades.
2 blades for 70 quid. That's nuts, isn't it? Anyway, we're just getting this blower working. That was a little... We're not sure whether someone might have run it without 2-stroke. I'm not looking at you.
You asked the question.
You asked the question. You said I didn't. We were talking about the petrol and the blower, and when Morgan went, "What? It's 2-stroke." That might explain why it's not been running very well. Sophie's here from UTV, and they're going to put the lights on, the LED lights on this tractor. We're just looking. The fan here, it's got this little tube that sucks all the rubbish out of the air cleaner itself, and somewhere in there is an engine. You can't even see it, can you?
How do you get it in there? Just take the front out.
Take this plastic off, won't we? But that's the hydraulic fan. It's a work of art, that, isn't it? And Morgan reckons, but he doesn't know how. But what did you say? It'll.
They've got an air filter that'll blow itself out.
And you sure it's not just that doing it?
I can't remember, but I watched a YouTube video about it. It's quite informative.
You've got a whole YouTube video.
Everything's informative on YouTube. 7 minutes of how to clean the air filter out itself.
Yeah. I can't remember it though, but definitely.
Got the budget at midday. Some terrible news last night, and sadly it's the 3rd case I've heard of. Farmer taking his life to basically concrete his tax position of passing his farm to the next generation before the budget, for fear that it was going to be taken away in a tax bill. You know, no one wants to work all their life to provide for the children to have it taken away by the, you know, on the death. So he sadly took his life so that it was the current tax law, not what might come out in a few hours. Anyway, I'm going to go and see if I can find some wheat straw, because I want some wheat straw. I'm not sure if it's the back of the shed or the front of the shed. And I'm going to fill my car up with fuel, because it looks like they're going to put 7 pence on fuel as well.
Implement in full the 10 recommendations from the Independent Office for Budget Responsibilities Review.
Sat here watching the budget with a notepad and pen to see what's going to happen.
Rule in 2029-30 until that becomes the 3rd year of the forecast.
We will reform agricultural property relief and business property relief. From April 2026, the first £1 million of combined business and agricultural assets will continue to attract no inheritance tax at all. But for assets over £1 million, inheritance tax will apply with a 50% relief at an effective rate of 20%.
Today's video is not going to be very long because I've been watching the budget. My phone has not stopped with different things. I think GB News want me to do something tomorrow. Basically, they put 20%, well, 40% at 50%, so 20% tax on anything over £1 million when you die. So a farm, the first million's going to be took up in the house and the buildings easily. So all your land, there's a 20% tax bill on it. Paying tax is fine when you're making money, but when you're not making money, I know someone will go, "Oh, but you've got a Range Rover." Yeah, but I've also got 14 different income streams, and farming's just one of them. But most farmers are not making any money at the moment, unless you're in the Great Plains of a wheat growing country. The whole thing is just totally messed up. So you've got a hill farm somewhere, say, you die, you're worth a lot of money on paper. 20% of that paper value needs to be paid in tax on your death. So round figures, Joe Seals actually worked it out before, it works out about £66 an acre for 25 years to pay that debt off. If you've got a mortgage, it's that on top as well. I can't afford to die because I've still got mortgages. I've got some life insurance, whether it'll cover it all, don't think so. Also, the land now is not worth what I thought it was going to be worth, because if there's a 20% tax bill attached to it, then that basically makes it 20% cheaper, doesn't it? It's just bonkers, absolutely bonkers. There's going to be, well, every time a farmer dies, no one's going to take on the farm because they can't afford to. It's just going to be sold off. It's going to be a lot coming to the market. Make it cheaper, I suppose. But even at a quarter of the value, you still can't sort of farm a profit out of it. I'm just lost for words. So I can't really do much of a video today. I'm going to go on a webinar in a minute with the NFU, and that's going to try and explain a little bit more of what might be happening. But even down to these things, you got a load of machinery on the yard that's worth over £1 million. There's going to be a tax bill attached to them as well on your death. Food security has just gone completely out the window for the UK, because no one wants to do the job at the moment anyway. With this weather, it's supposed to be dry today. It's pretty much raining, the floor's wet. Why is anyone going to carry on to build a farm for the next generation when you're just going to saddle them with a tax bill? They won't want it. They won't want to start. I just can't get my head around it. So sorry. Putting some lights on that tractor anyway. I'll go and see how they're getting on. How many have you done? 4. All day. You've done them two. There's them. Oh, you've done now? You've done 6? Or were they already done?
No, they've done that one.
Oh, so you've just done the 2 in the front of the bonnet?
These ones will be easy because these should just be plug and play.
But you said some of them, the positive was the opposite round to the negative.
It doesn't matter on halogen lights, but as soon as you fit an LED, you'll know if it's been fitted the wrong way around at factory. So you just have to reverse the polarity
And how do you know your lights weren't the wrong way around? You think? So it's a good job because it's going to be dark in half an hour. And it was supposed to be dry today, and it's not. I've just gone in and put another coat on because I'm cold. Oscar, I suppose he's using the hot wash, so we'll let him off. Has stripped to his t-shirt to wash the tractor off. But yeah, it's a hot wash. Yeah, they're new lights on the fence. They're going to test them in the dark, which it will be by the time they finish. I put this on Twitter before, which was what happened in the budget, and Ian's like trying to not walk past the camera. I put that on Twitter before, and it's going up like 1,000 views every minute, which is nuts. So at least getting the word out there that this, how damaging this might be. But I don't know whether that's it. Like, is it just happened and that's it? I know it's not going to come into effect until the 26th, until 2026. So maybe they might reverse it by then. I don't know, but I don't know. I'm just in a daze of it. Can't be bothered. The weather's rubbish. Farming's rubbish. The asset value's disappearing. Buy a hoodie, make me feel better. Or a polo, black polos are out. I don't know. That is horsing it through, isn't it? Did you say a drawbar pin went in it before?
Yeah.
Any damage? Just change the blades, that was it.
It's slipped through. I've got wedged where it's blocked in the back, so it's not going to go through to the fan. So I'm putting the electric outside.
That is flying out, isn't it? Quiz question, Rob's found this in the greenways. Does anyone know where it's from and what kind of coin it is? That is absolutely flying out. The old chipper used to come out like that, but like slowly falling off the end. That's horsing out at 100 mile an hour. Tractor's just taking it in stride as well. Free on today's birthday bumper. Edie Payne is 4 weeks old. Nanny Payne is on there. And Adam Murray's 35. We're now £79,212. Happy birthday everyone on there and who else whose birthday is today. Morgan is still finishing off the lights on the tractor because I think he wants to take some pictures in the dark with that and that. The inheritance tax thing now, it's getting really confusing now. I was absolutely fuming because I thought it was 20%. And then there's some guidance notes come out that suggests it's 20% of 50% of the value after you've took the first £1 million off, which then would sort of mean it's 10%, which is still a lot of money to find when someone's just died to keep a farming business going without selling something off. And that's without bringing in the complication of what the machinery's worth. So I put this in a group that there's a lot of farmers in, and they were like, no, my accountant says the opposite. It is 20%. So no one is any the wiser, but either way, 20% or 10%, it's still not good to kick an industry that is absolutely on its knees at the moment. If you own a lot of land and you've got no mortgage to pay and you don't mind paying a bit of borrowing on top of it, and you've got some other assets that'll bring you an income, or it's land that will produce 10 tonne of wheat a year easily, standing on your head with bad weather, then fair enough. 10%, 20%, you'll get over it. But most farms have some level of borrowing. They've been expanding like yourself and got mortgages still. It's not good at all. So we'll wait to find more detail and clarity and see what comes. But either way, that is why today's video is the most rubbish video I have ever done. But if you made it this far, thanks anyway, and I'll see you tomorrow. Stop press. Joe at Pumpkin Alley at Down Holland is doing any of the sales of tomorrow's pumpkins to Zoe's place. So if anyone is local in Liverpool, I'll put the link at the end of the video. No, in fact, go on my Facebook. You can see it on there because it's quite wordy and it doesn't fit on the screen properly. So go on my Facebook and you'll see. The plot thickens. I'm just in the field. We've just been doing some pictures for UTV with these lights. One tractor with them on and one not. It is 20%, not 10%. They've been very sneaky in the guidance by double discounting or of the first farming example. Well, here it is here. I'm going to pause it. But basically, they're trying to say it's only 10%. It's only 10% if it's a £2 million farm. Most farms are a lot more than that, and they're paying 20%. That is unsustainable. There's no money in farming to be paying a 20% inheritance tax bill and the interest on that money if you've got to borrow it. It's the job's knackered. Anyway, end of the video. Sorry, I'll see you tomorrow.
What are you doing? Where have you gone? Where are you?
It's stuck. It's stuck.
Are you stuck?
Yeah.
Come here and I'll fix it.
It's stuck. It's stuck.
Oh yeah,